Want to know how to remove a label from a glass bottle? In this video, I'm going to share with you my top 3 ways and my one major tip of a method not to do that people keep sharing. See that tip at the end of this video. Hi, my name is Kim with Kimagine DIY, where I hope to help you imagine the possibilities with DIYs and crafts. If that sounds like fun, consider subscribing. Now let's just jump into the materials that we will need for this project. If you can feel that your label is made of paper, another good way is by using goof off or glue gun. Just spray liberally across the entire label and you'll be able to see it starting to absorb into the paper. Then just set it to the side for again another 5 to 10 minutes, and then you should be able to peel it off pretty easily. You can also remove labels by using hot water. Just put your tea kettle on until it is boiling, and then pour it into the bottle and wait about 5 to 10 minutes. You want the heat to warm up the adhesive from the label, and then you can use the scraper again to try to peel it off. One of my favorite methods for removing labels is using this heat gun. You just need to be careful because eventually you're going to heat up the bottle and you might burn your hand when you try to move it around. On this heat gun, there's 2 settings. I always start on low to see if I can burn the label or not. And then if it doesn't burn, I always switch it up to high. You just run it over the label slowly and try to do it as evenly as possible. Then after a few minutes, I use my mini scraper to try to test the edge of the label to see if it can pull off easily. One tip is that I generally like to use my heat gun if my label has a waxy coating onto it. Question of the day: what is your favorite method to remove glass labels, or do you have another one you would love to suggest? Let me know in the comments below. With jars or other bottles that have this clear type of label, I always usually end up having to use 2 methods. First, since it is non-absorbent, I always use a heat method. So here I'm using my heat gun to warm it up, and it pulls off very easily, but it leaves a good amount of residue behind. So then just use your goof off or glue gun to remove the adhesive. The most difficult label I have trouble with is the Crown Royal bottle. When I was looking at this label, it actually had a paper front and a foil back. So that's why my heat gun wasn't working and started to burn the paper. So then I switched to the hot water method to warm it up from the back. And even so, it was still not really coming off, gave me a lot of difficulty. So anytime I was able to peel some of the foil, I would squirt some of the goof off, so hopefully it would slide to the back of the label. And I just kept repeating the process until it was completely removed. The myth buster that I see people still trying to do is putting your labels in a dishwasher to remove it, especially if it's a paper label. I did this with a few of my glass jars, and yes, sometimes it does actually remove, but the problem that I didn't see that was happening was my dishwasher filter, the drain got completely clogged with all the debris from the labels. You know, when you find out something too late, it took a while to clean that off. So don't put them in the dishwasher. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to watch the blooper at the end, and I will see you guys next week. I generally like to use the heat. I generally like to use a heat method, whether it's